How I Met Your Mother. I was 26 years old or so. I was living in Florida and felt led of the Lord to God spoke to me and said to go back home. Go back home and help Mark in his church. Go back home and help Mark in his church. So I did. I came home. So I'm 26 and I've been with Dave and the Giants. After Dave and the Giants, I went to Florida for about 9 months. Was helping my uncle Albert, and I worked in condominiums, tall ones, right on the water in Miami. So like very wealthy people. Once in the elevator, there's John McEnroe, who was a tennis star back in the day. Jimmy Connors, tennis star back in the day. They're in the elevators. And so people like that. So if you saw a Mercedes in the garages, that was a cheap car. You know, Jaguars, Bentleys, you know, Lamborghinis, and then every 10th, 11th car was a big Mercedes. That was the poor people. So anyways, all right. So I came home, living with mom and dad at 500 Lamport Street, and, working here or there. I don't remember where I was working. But, and then I was helping Mark in his church. And then, time went by and Lynn and Karen Marsh started coming to Mark's church, and they had Paul and Paula, and then her younger brother Dan. So time goes along, and then one day I'm at the church parking lot. We were renting a Lutheran church, and into the parking lot, driving the car is Paula Marsh. So Paula gets out of the car, and she's Paula. She's like 17. She gets out of the car, lots of hair, sunglasses, and as I recall, she was wearing jeans. And I'm doing a double take, and Mike Rayburn was standing next to me. I go, and Paula was Mike's cousin. I said, "What is Paula Marsh doing driving? How old is she?" She's like, "Why is she driving?" She goes, "He says she's 17. She's going to be 18 next month." So I was thinking to myself, well, that changes everything. And because I'm going to be 28 next month, and she's going to be 18. And so July comes, and then August comes, and so there was a church event, and we were all going to go to a revival. There was a revival going on in Texas. So we're all some of the people from the church are going to go. It costs, whatever, $200-$300 to go. So, Paula wanted to go, but she didn't have the money. So I, being the good Christian that I am, gave the money to the people in charge and don't tell where the money came from, but I want to pay for Paula to go. My plan was I get there with Paula, her parents aren't around, and, maybe, one night I could work it out to, me and Paula, we got to run and, we got to get some groceries or something, and because we're going to be there for like 2 or 3 days. So I was looking for an opportunity to, get her, anyways, and to get her away from the herd. So, we go, and she goes, and so then we're out in Texas, and all the girls want to go shopping one day. So Paula don't got no money, so I gave her like $100. Here you go. Here you go, Paula. What's it? Yeah, no, just go ahead, get yourself something nice and whatever, I don't care. And gave her $100. Well, that was a lot of money for Paula or whatever. And off she goes and she buys a blue dress. And she looked good in the blue dress. And so we get back home and I made a mistake and Paula wears a blue dress to church and I'm leading the singing, and so I make some comment like an idiot and I said, doesn't Paula look nice in her blue dress? It was, not a lot of people there, 50 people or so, and a lot of them are related. And, oh yeah, I said, yeah. And then I made the mistake of saying, yeah, I bought her that dress. Okay. Lynn didn't like that. And I was kind of in trouble. So anyways, we decided to go out on a date. And the first date, it must have been, end of August, something like that. And I took her to, there's a place called Captain Alexander's The Wharf. It was a really nice restaurant on the water in South Bend, kind of like just down the river from the Emporium, which is still there, but now the wharf is gone, they tore it down. And we're sitting there on our first date, and, so we get up to go to the salad bar, and there goes Miss Paula, and there was a table of 2 or 3 guys over here to the right, and they were all staring. I could tell maybe they were looking at me, I don't know. We go up, we get our salad at the salad bar, we take it back, and so it's time, we got to pray. Got to pray for the food. And I told Paula, I said, this is maybe a little weird, but in my family, we always hold hands when we pray for the food. And she's like, oh, well, okay. So she put her hands out there across the table. And, oh, well, yeah. So I took her hand, to pray. Well, we never held hands when we prayed. So anyways, there I am with little Miss Paula and her braces, and she got shrimp scampi. And so I prayed. I remember praying a long prayer. I was praying for everything, including the Indians. And got done praying. Oh, that was nice. And then her food came, and she took a bite of her shrimp scampi. Oh, I don't like this. Too slimy. Oh, that's okay, Paula. Here, I'll take that. And then she liked what I had, so I gave her my food. I took her. Now she likes shrimp scampi, but not back then. And so, oh yeah, driving my dad's truck, taking Paula out for dinner, and anyways, we decided to get married in like October-ish, and I took her and proposed to her at a real nice restaurant called the Carriage House. And back then, Mrs. George owned the Carriage House. So we walked in, and Mrs. George found out that I was going to propose. And she put us down at the end of this nice section at the end table. She brought us a complimentary bottle of wine. And, Paula's like 18, so she's not 21, but whatever. And so there we're having our dinner, and I got the ring out. I asked her to marry me, and everybody's looking because word had gotten out. So, yeah. And then, okay, let's get married in, like July. And then, why are we waiting till July? It's moved up to June. And why are we waiting till June? We moved it up to May. Why are we waiting till May? We moved it up to April. Why are we waiting till April? We moved it up to March. Why are we waiting till March? We moved it up to February. And so, so her grandpa comes to me and says, Phil, everybody's concerned. We keep moving it up. And they're like, Phil, we go down to Tennessee every winter. We won't be back on February the 15th. And I said, Elder Gentry, that's not a problem. We'll get married before you leave. When do you leave? No. He says, we'll come back. So, okay. So they came back, and on February 15th, we were married. And we went to Tampa for our honeymoon, and it was awesome. So I've been on my honeymoon ever since. And we've been married now 32 years. And that's all I have to say about that.